everyone, welcome to Inherited Recipes. I inherited all of these recipes from my grandma and I'm baking my way through her collection. And today I'm going to show you how to make her deep dish blackberry pie recipe. So you're going to want to get all of your ingredients out. I'm using two pie crusts that I already made, blackberries, sugar, some cornstarch, and some measuring spoons. This recipe is so easy. The first thing that you're going to want to do is take your sugar and put it into a nice little bowl, and it is 1 cup of sugar. I'm doubling this recipe, so that's why I'm doing 2 cups. The full recipe can be found on my blog, which is inheritedrecipes.com. You can go there to find it for just a single pie recipe. And then the next thing I'm doing is adding some cornstarch into the sugar. If you're just making 1 pie, you only need 3 tablespoons, but since I'm making 2, again, I'm doubling the recipe. And I probably should have got a bigger bowl, but I'm gonna try and mix it after this. Note to self, get a bigger bowl next time. I'm also gonna add a little bit of salt. It says 1/8 teaspoon on the actual recipe, but I usually just eyeball my salt whenever I put it in. So these are also frozen blackberries. So what I did is I just kind of let them sit on the counter and thaw. Otherwise, the water content will be too high and the pies will be kind of runny. But all you have to do is just put those suckers into the pie shells. Scoop them in. If you're making 2, get them like as even as you can. The recipe says 3 cups of berries. So I tried to do about 3 cups in each pie tin and just kind of spread them out. I don't think they're totally defrosted, but they were for the most part. Those frozen berries just have a little extra water in them, which makes them a little runnier if you don't de-thaw them. So yeah, now I'm trying to mix it in my tiny bowl. Mix it up. The cornstarch is what is going to help it thicken up. The thing with fresh pies too is when you make a pie yourself, I think it already is just going to be a little bit runnier than regular like store-bought pie, just because it is fresh and you are making it yourself. But I kind of like it like that better. I don't love the super thick like gelatiny pie almost. I definitely like this consistency of pie better. So now I'm just literally sprinkling the sugar and cornstarch mixture over the berries. And I'm double checking the recipe right there to make sure that I'm doing it right. If you were just making 1 pie, you could literally just like take the bowl and dump it, but I'm trying to get an even amount in each pie. Get it all in there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is cut up some butter just in little like pads. I think I ended up getting more butter. But you want to do about a tablespoon of butter per pie. And then I also broke mine into little chunks. And then you're just going to set the butter right on top. The butter will melt in the oven and then melt the sugar and the cornstarch too. So that's how it gets to be the pie filling. And in this part, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna layer the pie, the top crust. You can do a top crust. It's optional. I did a top crust on 1 pie and then I left the other one without a top crust just to see like if it made a difference or what kind of difference it made, and they both turned out great. So it's up to you. If you love crust like I do, definitely put some on top. But if you don't and you are more of like a filling person, then you can totally leave it open and just enjoy all that filling. I'm trying to do a crisscross pattern and it is always harder than people make it look. So I'm getting to the end of making my little crisscross pattern, and the next thing I'm gonna do is bake these guys at 450 degrees for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna lower the temperature to 350 degrees and bake for 30 minutes, and there you have it.